Alright guys, so I wanted to sit down really quick while the kids are during nap time. I want to share what's been going on with me, with my mental health. It's been a while since I do like a postpartum update. I was doing those more regular the first year of Jackson's life, but it's been a while since I do one of those, and this week, like, a lot of things have happened, new things that I wanted to share with you guys. If you follow me over on Instagram, a lot of it you might have heard already, but I thought that I would just sit down and chat and explain a little bit more. So I have shared here on my channel, I've been very open about the fact that I have struggled with postpartum anxiety. It has hit me like a ton of bricks ever since Jackson was born. Like, my postpartum anxiety went through the roof after Jackson was born. Before I had kids, I wasn't a very anxious person. I feel like after I had Riley, I had some heightened anxiety. I was a little bit more fearful of certain things, but after I had Jackson, I don't know what the heck happened, but the anxiety was like unreal. I was afraid of everything. I have a lot of those irrational thoughts that come into my head. I've shared before how, like, if I go out to the stores, like, I feel like I'm gonna get kidnapped. If I take the kids with me, that's a whole other ball game, because now I feel like I'm gonna be kidnapped, but kids are gonna get kidnapped. Like, a lot of those irrational fears I've shared before. I don't want to continue to talk about them, but I always have a fear that something, the worst case scenario, is gonna happen to myself or to the kids. And so that's a lot of the anxiety that I deal with. This week, it really like came to light that it's still something that I struggle with, and that it's still something that I really need to address, because I was on my way to take the kids to Old Navy because I wanted to go shopping. I wanted to go to Old Navy. Like, going out with the kids is a big deal, but I had never had like the physical reaction that I had where I was driving. So I got both of the kids in the car and I was driving, and suddenly, like, I could not focus. I got really scared. I thought in that moment, like, what was going through my head was, what if I fall asleep at the wheel? And I wasn't tired. It's not like it was late at night. I had gotten a full night's rest. Like, I wasn't tired, but I was thinking, what happens if I fall asleep on the wheel? The kids are gonna die. I thought to myself, like, what if I just randomly have a stroke? And this is what I was thinking about while I was driving, to the point where I almost turned around and came back home, because I was like, I can't keep driving because I'm gonna have a stroke and, you know, I'm gonna get in an accident. Long story short, I was able to calm myself down in that moment. I was able to calm myself down. We went to Old Navy. I did my shopping. We came back home. It was a success in that sense that I powered through it and did it. But once I got home, I was like, okay, like, this is a very real thing that's still happening, and I'm tired of letting it, like, control my life. I'm tired of not being sure if I'm going to be able to go out that day, because is my anxiety going to get the best of me? Am I going to have one of those episodes where I just freeze up? Or, like, I feel like it's finally time to do something about it and to tackle it. So that's just what kind of got this on my mind. I've shared already before, like, my thoughts on medication. Medication is something that has always scared me, something that has always terrified me. It's an unknown. It's, you know, putting chemicals in your body. Like, what are gonna be the reactions of that? So I feel like I've pushed it off as long as I can, and I finally am at the point where I did actually, I'll get into it, but I did talk to my doctor, and I am taking meds. Like, last night I took my first pill of something to help with my anxiety. So I'm still having these fears, and I feel like they're starting to pop up more because when Joe and I moved up here to Virginia, you know, the whole pandemic happened. Joe has been home with me a lot to help with the kids, and it's been a huge help. Now, ever since we got back from Disney, now Joe is starting to go back to the office more. So he's still not going full time, but maybe 2 or 3, sometimes 4 times a week, he's going into the office, and I am starting to get freaked out about it, because now the thoughts that are popping into my head are, what if I'm home by myself with the kids and something happens to me? What's gonna happen to the kids? Like, maybe it makes sense to you, maybe it doesn't, but I'm starting to have a lot of that anxiety creep up, and I don't like that, obviously, because I need to be strong and I need to be able to, you know, fully handle the kids on my own. I need to be able to get them in the car and take them places, and I can't just wait to do those things when my husband is around. Like, I want to feel good enough where I feel like I have control of the situation, and I feel good, I'm in a good headspace, I'm in a good mental space, so that I can be the best mom that I can be to my kids. I need to do it for me, I need to do it for my kids, And so that's where I'm at right now. So I actually didn't intend for like the timing to work out as much as it did, like as well as it did, which I feel like was just such a blessing, honestly. Like I had come onto Instagram and I had shared that I had that kind of like panic attack on the way to Old Navy. And then the next day I had my annual appointment with my OBGYN. I had to go in for like a pap, you know, she feels up on your boobs, all of that, the things that they do every year. And I saw on one of the cabinets in the room that there was like a poster about postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. And so I was talking to her and I said, is that something that you guys help with? And she said yes. She said that in her office there's about 3 or 4 different medications that she can prescribe before sending you to like a primary or a psychiatrist, like that they do try to help with postpartum anxiety and depression because of the fact that it's so common with the women that they see. So we were talking, we were chatting, and she said that it sounded very much like it was more of an anxiety thing, which I have always said. I have never said that I feel like I'm depressed, because I'm not sad. Like I'm happy with my life. I am not sitting around crying, and I don't, like, even though I'm isolated from my family right now, like I don't feel like lonely and sad and what I would imagine being depressed would feel like. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am anxious. I'm anxious a lot, and some days are better than others, but still here I am. I'm 16 months postpartum and the anxiety is still here. So I was talking to her, she said it sounded like anxiety. So she recommended that I try out Lexapro. And so that's what she prescribed me, a very low dose of it. It's 10 mgs a day. I take 1 pill a day. So I tried it last night. I took my first pill last night, and it's something that was very scary to me. Like I honestly, like I went to CVS, I got the prescription, and I was like, am I even gonna take this? Like, do I just hold on to it? Like, I don't know, maybe I'll feel better just having the bottle here. But I decided to give it a fair shot. So I took the first pill last night. I am gonna tell you, last night I had a horrible time sleeping, and I think that's why a lot of people that take Lexapro say to take it during the day. And then this morning I woke up and I was super jittery. I was super jittery, super anxious, and I was like, oh my god, like this was supposed to make me less anxious. But I know that when you start medications, it's gonna take a while, like for your system to, you know, balance out and for you to like start getting used to the medication. The doctor also told me that it takes usually about 3 to 4 weeks to see any like positive results. So I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to give it a fair shot. Like literally this morning when I woke up feeling how I did, I was like, forget it, that's it, I'm never gonna take another pill. But I'm trying to like give it its chance. I'm trying, like I figured if I went through the effort of finally taking this step, let's give it a fair shot. Let's see how I do on it. The doctor said that when it comes to treating postpartum anxiety and depression, sometimes you have to try 2 or 3 different medications before you get it right. You have to find the sweet spot. So I'm very nervous about it. It's very scary. I'm scared of all of the side effects, scared of getting addicted to it, honestly. Like I'm scared that I'll get to the point where I need it my entire life, and that's not something that I want to do. I want to try to use it short term to get a handle of things, and then hopefully eventually my goal would be to get off of it. Not all at once, because I know that with these kinds of medications you can't just stop taking it. But point is, I'm going into it trying to be as cautious as I can, but at the same time I'm excited, because if it works then that would be great, because I don't have to live my entire life being scared of everything. So that's like pretty much what I wanted to share in terms of the Lexapro. Wish me luck. I want to thank you guys for just sharing your experiences with me, because over on Instagram you guys sent me a flood of messages of you guys that have said that you've been in similar situations. I hope that at the very least you know that if you're going through things like this, that you know that we're doing it together. We're all just doing our best trying to survive over here. I also wanted to share that in addition to doing the medication, I also signed up for a virtual counselor, because I had been going back and forth honestly about, do I start with counseling? Do I start with taking medication? I felt like I don't have that much time. Like I needed to get things under control sooner rather than later, okay? Because like I said, Joe's going back into the office and I'm here by myself. I need to be in a good spot. So we're kind of doing them side by side. So I went online, I went to a website called BetterHelp. I've heard of them before because I know that other people have been sponsored by them before. So I was like, that's like the one that came to mind. So I was like, let me go sign up. And what I liked about it, honestly, is that there's like a questionnaire that you take when you sign up, and they ask you what your intentions are, what your goals are, whatever. And then there was a section that asked like if you wanted your counselor to be faith-based. So I said yes, I wanted my counseling to be faith-based. They asked like if you're a Christian, what denomination you are. So I was able to put that I was Christian and Catholic. And then after the questionnaire, they pair you with a counselor. So I've matched at this point with a counselor, and I'm like chatting with her. Like I just got off of chatting with her so that I can schedule a like a Zoom, I guess, you know, a virtual meeting with her. I haven't done that yet, so I will keep you posted on how I like it. I will say it's very expensive, at least expensive from my perspective. I've never been to actual therapy before, like where I was paying a crap ton of money, so I don't know what that looks like what a fee is to go talk to someone. But with this website, like they, it's technically like $95 a week, so it's like $380 a month, and they charge you all at once. So they charge you for the whole month. So like on my credit card, they billed me $380. So it was kind of expensive, but I got to the point where I was like, I don't care. Obviously my mental health and how I'm feeling takes precedence over everything else. Like if I need to reallocate some money, we'll figure it out. But I figured I'd try it for at least a month, give it a shot, and then after that, if I feel like I'm in a good spot, then I can cancel. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do at least the 4 sessions with the therapist, see if maybe by talking to her, she'll give me some tips, some resources, like how to deal with those situations if I do have like one of those sudden kind of mini panic attacks where I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke when I'm driving the kids somewhere and I feel like my life is gonna end, or that the road is gonna crack into and I'm gonna fall into like the earth, like all the crazy random things that I think about, like, you know, the irrational thoughts. Maybe there's something that she can tell me that'll help with that, and I'm hoping that by combining some of that therapy with taking the medication, that maybe a month from now I'll feel like I'm in a much better place. Because, you know, a lot of people will maybe look at me and maybe be like, well, she seems really happy, and you know, we don't see her super anxious in her vlogs and stuff. And I am happy, but being a mom to 2 kids is hard. And yes, when I'm having an anxiety attack, or when I'm, you know, in one of those super pissed off moments, I'm not having the camera out recording myself losing my SHIT, but it happens. It happens, and I want to make sure you guys know that it does. I have a very short fuse these days, very short. I am overstimulated. Like I get overstimulated by noise, by TV, by the kids whining, by both of the kids whining, by the kids fighting now. Like there's a lot of things that trigger me, and being overstimulated triggers me. I'm very on edge all the time, and there are some days when I feel like I'm just like very on edge, and like Joe has to watch what he says, because like if he says something, like the other day, like he might, I don't know, he might be mad at that I say this, but the other day he made a comment to me that wasn't intended to be like a jab at me, but I took it very defensively and like a jab, and instantly, I swear, I saw red. And he jokes now that I'm gonna throw paper towel rolls at him, because I literally almost threw the paper towel roll at his face because I was so mad in that moment. And that's unlike me. That's uncharacteristic of me to be that mad and filled with rage. So when it gets to that point, like now I can talk about it, but that rage is there sometimes, not always. Like there are plenty of days that are good, that are great. You're gonna have the tantrums here and there, but there are certain instances where that rage is real, and that's scary. That's not how you want to feel. So I'm hoping that what I'm trying to do now will help with that. And I wanted just to share that with you guys so you guys know what's happening, so we can talk about it. We are friends here. I don't think that there is absolutely anything wrong with getting help if you need it. Medication might not be the route for everyone. Counseling might not be the right thing for everyone. I know plenty of people that look at like what kinds of vitamins they're taking, people that'll like check their blood work first, just to get a good idea that it's not something that's wrong with other things in their body. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that either, because that's essentially what I did. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but like a few months ago when I had my very first panic attack, that's what my doctor had me do. My doctor had me do a full blood work panel thing. My thyroid was fine, all my levels were fine. He also had me go to the cardiologist. Remember, I had to wear that little Holter monitor. My heart was fine. So I feel like physically everything else is kind of okay, but I'm still like, I still have moments where I feel like that, and I don't like to feel like I'm out of control. I don't like to feel like I'm driving the kids and something would be so, I don't know, so controlling over me that I would literally think, you know what, I can't go and I have to turn around and go home because I'm scared that something's gonna happen. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. So I'm gonna try to do something about it, and hopefully it works. And I want it, like I said, to be something that I can talk to you guys about in the vlogs. I want to share how I'm doing, so maybe like in a month I'll give you guys an update. I do have a follow-up with the OBGYN to just talk about how I'm doing in a month. So, you know, I'll talk to her then and see how I'm doing. But I feel like it's all scary. It's all scary. It's all new. Like the anxiety itself is scary. Those moments, those panic attacks are scary in the moment. But then the unknown and like how the medication's gonna affect me and how I'm gonna do on the medication is also scary. So it's like, well, both things are scary, so I might as well try the medication. So I don't know. I will keep you guys posted. If you guys have questions, let me know. I don't know what to expect, but I wanted to at least share it. I don't know, document it, share it. If I can help in any way, if you guys have questions, let me know. But thank you for being here. Thank you for the support as always. You guys have always, like throughout my entire postpartum journey, every time that I would post a postpartum update video and talk about my mental health and stuff, you guys were always super supportive, have always been very supportive, and it's made me feel safe enough that we can have these kind of conversations and that I can talk about this now. It's still scary putting your life out there in terms of your mental health, because it's, you know, there's so much judgment that comes with that. All of this comes with a lot of judgment, but I hope that this conversation is at least helpful in that other moms know that these are things that other moms deal with, and it's not that uncommon. The doctor actually told me, like, this is something that we were seeing so much of, especially after the pandemic. Like, if we saw postpartum anxiety before, imagine what we're seeing now. So it's a very common thing, postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, and it's important to talk about and to do something about it. So here's to hopefully, you know, having some more positive things to share. And just because, again, just because I vlog and I'm having a good day and things are good and I look happy and I'm dressed up and I'm looking cute and we're doing all the things, doing all the activities, that doesn't take away from the fact that there are moments in that day or moments in that week where I have more anxiety than other days. It's not that I'm like faking it. It's not that I'm, you know, trying to hide it. It's just that, like, it's not always there. And overall, I still am very happy. So I hope that that clears things up. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new for any reason. If you made it this far in a video that you don't even know me, you're not subscribed, hit that red subscribe button. And that's it. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.